everyone, my name is NewFlowerGirl, but you can call me Demi, and welcome back to another Aftertalk video. Today we're going to be talking about the FIA Monza Grand Prix. As it says, this one was held at Monza. It was a good race, to be honest. Yeah, and Max Verstappen has now gone onto the podium of every Grand Prix in this season. That was in this year's calendar. So it's got a podium in Bahrain and stuff, and Saudi Arabia, France, Abu Dhabi, Brazil, like everywhere. Now he just has to win everywhere. I think he did on some of them. We'll have to see. But at least he got a podium on every Grand Prix on the calendar this season. But yeah, we're going to talk about FP1 and stuff because this is the only one we're going to be talking about. And next week is going to be Moto GP in Aragon, where Marc Marquez, it has been announced that he is going to race again after his surgeries. So yeah, FP1, let's go. The least laps driven were 21 by Checo Perez, and the most laps driven were 28 by Lance Stroll and Guan Yu Zhou. Yeah. The fastest time was a 1 minute 22.410 set by Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari. In case you didn't know, in case you've been living under a rock, Ferrari is based in Italy. It's an Italian brand, so the Italians were happy here with a 1-2 in FP1. The science was only 0.077 behind that. And also, the Ferraris looked a bit different. They had a bit of yellow. And the drivers were wearing yellow costumes. And some guy on the radio made like a very funny joke, was like, they're not Ferrari, but Canary. Yeah, I kind of took that over. It was a good one, though. Admit it. It was a good joke. FP2! If it wants to load, thank you. So, the fastest time... Well, first of all, least laps driven were 9 by Mick Schumacher, because he had a technical issue. Basically what happened to him was his engine gave up. Coming out of the second chicane, which I don't know the name. I only know Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2. What was previously called Curva Parabolica. And Variante Ascari, which is the last chicane. Like, for the rest, I don't know any of the turn names. I just say first chicane, second chicane, Parabolica. Or like Lando Norris likes to say, Parabalba. The most laps driven were 30 by Guan Yu Zhou. No, wrong. 31 by Yuki Tsunoda. Fastest time was once again by Ferrari. This time a little bit faster. A 1 minute 21.664, and Max Verstappen was only 0.143 behind that. Yeah, this one was good though. Yeah. There was nothing else in here. Also, there were the Formula 2 and Formula 3 qualifications here. I will go over that too, because the champions have been decided on that. So, yeah. Oh yeah, they're in here too, so I can go and check that out after this one. So, FP3, Saturday morning. Sad news for Williams. Alexander Albon got into hospital. Yeah. He had something, I can't remember what it was called, but it was something that I used to have. Well, what they thought I had when I was younger. But he actually had it, and they needed to get surgery done on M, and yeah. Surgery went successful, but then there was some other complications after that. But he's fine now. According to Williams, he's going home anytime soon, but it will be close towards Singapore. But what to do when you don't have your main drivers there? You call in a reserve. And luckily for us Dutchies, it was Nick de Vries. Yes, 21 laps in FP3, which was good. Least laps driven though was 8 by Mick Schumacher again. My sister is calling me, she doesn't know I'm recording a video, yay! Most laps driven were 27 by Yuki Tsunoda. And the fastest time was a 1 minute 21.252, set by Max Verstappen, with Charles Leclerc only 0.347 behind that. Now, okay guys, this is where it gets complicated. So, Q1, qualifying. The guys who were out in FP1 were Mick Schumacher, Kevin Magnussen, Lance Stroll, Sebastian Vettel and Nicholas Latifi. Nick de Vries actually made it to Q2. He put Latifi completely in the shadows. If they don't sign him for next year, then I'm gonna be sad. I'm gonna be living in a depression for that year until he gets into Formula 1. But rumor has it that next race weekends in Singapore, he might actually also race, because it isn't sure if Albon is actually going to race in Singapore again. So we will see. The fastest time was a 1 minute 20.922, set by Max Verstappen in the Red Bull. Yes. Now on to Q2. There were a couple of people who had grid penalties, and yeah, it was crazy. Out in Q2, Yuki Tsunoda with 0 laps driven had an issue, I believe. Or no, he was one of the guys who had a penalty as well, so he was out. Guan Yu Zhao, Nick de Vries, Valtteri Bottas and Esteban Ocon. They were out, and the fastest time was a tad bit faster than in Q1. It was a 1 minute 20.878, set by Carlos Sainz. Everyone thought he didn't have the speed, but he does. And Q3. Yeah. Fernando Alonso didn't set a time because he couldn't, I think. But the fastest time was a 1 minute 20.161, which is a lot faster. So, well, now let's go to the grid and see what it is. So, I'm gonna go from the last row to the front row. So, no wait, we're gonna go to, we're gonna start at the top. So, these guys had a penalty. Max Verstappen, Sergio Perez, Valtteri Bottas, Kevin Magnussen. I can't remember who got a penalty. That was bad. Anyway, on pole, Charles Leclerc. Then on the second spot next to him, George Russell. Lots of people were like, "Yeah, they're gonna crash out together. They're gonna crash out together." So yeah, but they didn't, luckily. On the second row, we have Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo. On the third row, Pierre Gasly and Fernando Alonso. Row 4 was completely Dutch. Max Verstappen and Nick de Vries. Yay! Fifth row, Guan Yu Zhao and Nicholas Latifi. Sixth row, Sebastian Vettel and Lance Stroll, the completely Aston Martin row. Then on row 7, Sergio Perez and Esteban Ocon. Perez then also with a penalty. Then on the 8th row, it's confusing. Valtteri Bottas and Kevin Magnussen. Then on the 9th row, Mick Schumacher and Carlos Sainz. And then on the last row, Lewis Hamilton and Yuki Tsunoda. Now let's go to the race. And I want to keep in mind, guys, last year Daniel Ricciardo won. Yeah? I will explain that bit later, but first the DNFs. Sebastian Vettel, Fernando Alonso, Lance Stroll and Daniel Ricciardo. So, guys, basically, there's this thing at Monza that whoever was the winner of last year would DNF in the race that they are doing the next time. So, for example, in 2019, Charles Leclerc won in front of the Tifosi in the Ferrari. The year after that, he crashed out of the race, coming out of Parabolica. That year, Pierre Gasly won. The year after that, 2021, Pierre Gasly crashed out of the sprint race, and he did not even finish the feature race due to a mechanical issue, I believe. And then Daniel Ricciardo won. And this year, Daniel Ricciardo had an oil leak. So he DNF'd. Yeah. Right in between the two Lesmos, which are the two right-handers. For you guys it's like this. And yeah, they had to do a safety car finish, which we need to get rid of. Just like add a couple of laps to the race. Like let them race like 2 more laps. But like at least 1 or 2 laps after safety car at the end of the race, if it's actually nearing the end of the race, or just add 1 or 2 laps to the actual race. Like, don't finish under safety car conditions, or just red flag it and then continue. That would be better. But the winner was Max Verstappen. Yeah, he did not have the fastest lap though. Here aren't the fastest laps. No, he did. No, it was Perez. It was Checo. So yeah. We do have time to go over that bit with the penalties. I believe I've got to write it down. Just a second. So max plus 5. Wait, I need to wait, and I'll get back to you guys after this. I'll just cut to the ahead. So I've got to look it up real quick. I won't cut ahead. I'll just be here. Red penalties. F1 Monza 2022. So it was basically like 4 hours after qualifying had ended. So Max Verstappen penalty, Perez, Ocon, Bottas, Magnussen, Schumi, Sainz, Hamilton, Tsunoda. I think this one was +5. Where did Ocon actually end up? So he was 11th, yeah. And on the grid he was 1, 2, 3 +3. Bottas is 15th here. 12. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I think Magnussen took +15. And Schumi 2. Sainz got to the back. Hamilton back, and Tsunoda back. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly load up for you guys paints. I just had pain. Okay, so I need to turn on. I'll come on my frame. Okay, so wait, now I need to have the grid up again. Oh my god. F1. Quali. I think it's here. Okay, so oh, right here it says right here. Oh, that's easier. So but let me screenshot this real quick, and then we'll go look for the results, qualifying results, Italian Grand Prix results. Few results. There we go. Okay, so yet Charles. I'll just put the initials. So CL. Then we had MV. Okay, Max Verstappen. I think I can get so. I don't know how to do this. You know what? Let's do a different one. Maybe Bang Paint Pro. This one I use all the time for like my things and stuff. New projects. Okay. So first we have Charles Leclerc. Oh wait. Switch colors. There we go. And then second we had MV. Oh, I should actually do them like right here. And I can't zoom out. What's not what I meant? Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen. Wait, I need to do it on. Need to do it on this one. Then we had Carlos Sainz, CS. Then Sergio Perez. Then we had Lewis Hamilton. Then George Russell. Then Lando Norris. It's gonna be a long time, guys. Sorry for this. I'll just tell you who got the champion in who won the championship. In Formula 2, it was Felipe Drugovich, who is now signed with Aston Martin to be test driver, because apparently if you become world champion in Formula 2 and Formula 3, then you have to do something else. Then you can't stay there. So now he's doing something, and yeah, he's test driver, and perhaps he's gonna go and do something else. And also, and in the Formula 3, it is Victor Martins, and people are not happy about that apparently, because yeah, it was because of a red flag, and people were mad. Valtteri Bottas. I should have done this beforehand, but whatever. Nick De Vries. There we go. And then we had JZ or GZ for Guan Yu Zhao. Then YT for YouTube, Yuki Tsunoda. Then we have Nutella Lover, Nicholas Latifi. Sebastian Vettel, or Super Vettel, as these initials could say. Lance Stroll. K-Mag, as people or sometimes call him. And then MS for Mick Schumacher. Okay, so this is qualifying, oh yeah? Leclerc, Verstappen, Sainz, Perez, Hamilton, Russell, Norris, Ricciardo, Gasly, Alonso, Ocon, Bottas, De Vries, Zhou, Tsunoda, Latifi, Vettel, Stroll, Magnussen, Schumacher. So, Max got a 5 grid penalties. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He would get where he would go where Lando would be. Esteban Ocon, 5 places too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where Latifi would be. Perez got 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mick Schumacher would get 15, so we're going to put him over here. Magnussen, 15 too. Carlos Sainz to the back of the grid. Hamilton to the back of the grid. and Tsunoda to the back of the grid. Everyone here moves up a place. So, right here. Like this. This is now where Max is. Oh yeah, and Bottas also 15. So right here. This is where Perez would be. And Joe here. Now I am confused. Help me. Red positions. Starting grid. Russell, Norris, Alonso, Verstappen, Joe. Then Latifi. That's how it goes. Latifi, Vettel, Stroll, and then Perez. Then Ocon. Then Bottas, K-Mag, Schumacher, Sainz, Hamilton, Tsunoda. That's basically how it goes. It is very confusing, but you know, that's basically what it is. Anyway, I'm sorry for this confusing bit, but I had to show you how those guys did, how those guys showed the people, those guys from FIA Play showed us how the grid was going to be. And yeah, very next time I'm going to show that to you guys too, because it's very interesting. So yeah, but then I'll have it prepared, and then I'll have the originals, like the original qualifying ready too, and then yeah, we'll have that ready. But and I'll also do, I won't do it for the MotoGP, because that's very confusing as well, because there are more drivers there. But anyway, this is a very long video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, then please leave a big fat thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're new. But that's it from me for now, and I shall see you guys in another video, live stream, or just on social media.